Americans love to eat out, correct?
Very true.
Studies have been shown that eating out leads to obesity. Is that something that is correct?
Well, in the medical field, it's called overnutrition. When people eat too much, they eat more than they can consume. If it's safe to say, I think most Americans, we are emotional eaters, depending on the time of day, what type of day you had at work, if you argue with your stress, even the weather. People eat certain type of foods and they overconsume.
And when they make supersized meals even convenient, it's even harder to say no, correct?
It's harder to say no because sometimes they say, the large meal may be cheaper than the smaller meal just for promotional purposes. So, of course, what are you going to go for?
Correct. Jerome, I don't want you to get mad at me for this next question I'm going to ask you, my man. Were you overweight when you were a child?
No, I wasn't overweight when I was a child. No. Okay. I was overweight for 2 years because I had an opportunity to wrestle with the WWE. So when that happened, they asked me to put on 80 pounds. I put on 80 pounds, not really knowing what I was doing. When I put the weight on, had the weight on, I went to the tryout in Orlando. Things went well, made the roster. But the following year and a half, I said, okay, this weight has to go. And then that's when my journey started. And I started at 240. And I got up to 311 pounds, so I put on 80 pounds.
Of muscle?
No. Probably like 10 pounds of muscle and like 70 pounds of fat. I was eating anything. I didn't know what I was doing at that time. 2015.
2015. So you look great, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
So should people look at the scale or weigh themselves to judge how healthy they are?
That's a great question. It can be, you could, depending on how you're wired. If numbers motivate you, then do so. But I tell most people you should pay attention to your waistband and around your neck. Because believe it or not, it's like wax. When you light a wick on a candle, the wax drops, that's how the fat goes down. So it leaves the neck first. And another keynote, when you begin your weight loss plan, never tell people around you that you're working out. Let them tell you you're working out. Hey man, you're losing weight. That's when you know you're really losing weight. If I have to ask you, am I losing weight? Then I'm not. Okay.
Body mass index. I hear that all the time. Can you explain that to us, please?
It's a good indicator, but it's not truly accurate. When you grab it, you grab the meter and you squeeze and it gets your pulse. It's not really, because okay, for me, the body mass index only goes up to 6'5", right, and 250 pounds. Mm-hmm. So I'm 6'7", 270, so I don't exist. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So one of the most accurate ways to gauge your body mass index is sitting in the tub, and they measure the body fat in the tub, but it costs money. It's not as simple. But the body mass index, it's not that far off, but it's not as accurate as people would think so. Because I'm considered obese, being 6'7", 270.
On the BMI scale, you'll be obese.
I'm obese.
But if you measure your fat, maybe you're not. Maybe you're single digits, who knows?
Yes.
Exercise versus diet. What's the relationship as far as for losing weight?
If I can choose one, let me play the advocate here. If I can choose one, I would say eat right? Because there's a lot of people that exercise properly, but they don't lose weight. Mm-hmm. They're on the treadmill, they're doing the elliptical, but they don't know how to eat properly because they're drinking energy drinks and Gatorade. Okay. But a person that eats healthy, put the right macronutrients in their body, they will begin to burn fat, lose weight, and then be relatively healthy because of the daily activities.
So if they're working on the gym, they're on the treadmill, they're wearing down their muscles and their joints, and they're not eating correctly, getting the right nutrition, they're wasting their body and wasting the time.
Like a gerbil on a wheel. They're just moving, but nothing's happening because the calories and the sugar that they think they're burning, they're drinking it right back in with that colorful drink that they have. And they're sipping it, and they're not even sweating, or they haven't even got to the point where they deserve it. It's just sugar is calling, so they just continue to consume.
A lot of people think there's a quick fix to losing weight. It's a marathon, correct? It's not a sprint.
I say this. I deal with this not on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis. You earn your fat, now you have to earn your slim. So people consistently eat unhealthy all the time, consistently, with no one helping them. That's the thing you got to do when it's time to eat healthy.
Okay.
Yes.
On that note, when you ask your clients or people at the gym, you talk, I eat healthy. They say, I eat healthy. And you say, tell me what you mean by healthy. What do they say?
Options, they tell me they eat. Now, I'm all about fat burning. Carbohydrates do not burn fat. Medically speaking, they do not burn fat. So if I ask a person, do you eat healthy? And they say what you said, yes, I eat healthy. Okay, give me options. For breakfast, I have orange juice, I have oatmeal, and I have Ezekiel toast. You just named all carbohydrates that spike insulin. And when you spike insulin, you can't burn fat.
Okay. When you were younger, what did you think healthy was?
Not junk food.
Being strong and women looking at you, hey, I look good?
Well, okay, my example of healthy when I was a child, I had no recollection of trying to eat healthy. I just ate anything I wanted to. Now, in my 20s, when I started boxing at the age of 23, I started going into the steamed vegetables, baked chicken, things in that area.
Did you eat kale in those days?
No, it was called youth. Youth took over. So no matter what I ate, I always looked slim.
Do you eat, oh, correct. Yeah, you had youth on your side.
I had youth on my side. Not anymore.
You're still younger, but
yeah.
Tell me about kale today.
Kale, my favorite, right? So kale, this vegetable is the most abundant vegetable on the planet when it comes to potassium. Why? Because potassium is the one mineral in the body that's highly is missing from the body. And if I could say this, and I know I can prove it because I have with my clients, that a lot of sicknesses come because people's potassium levels are low. And when you have low potassium levels, you crave sugar. So if you increase your potassium, not with bananas, but with kale, because bananas have more potassium than kale, but bananas also pack more sugar as potatoes, whether it's white or sweet. But kale is the one vegetable on the planet that has the most potassium and only in the lowest amount of carbs with fiber. So this is what a person needs.
So that's almost would that be considered a superfood?
Yes, it is a superfood. Yes, it is. It's packed with vitamins, minerals. It's packed with so many things that the human body needs. Now, me personally, I consume 20 ounces a day.
20 ounces a day. How many ounces is that, for example?
This I would probably say, because of the length, I would probably say it's 5 ounces total.
And how do you consume it?
You can either eat it, you can put it with your meals, maybe scrambled eggs, maybe some steak, or I like to blend it and get it over with. Blend it, water, a little pineapple, blend it, or maybe some lemon if you're hardcore, drink it, but your body begins to change. And you will see off of the first drink, you will see the difference in your body with kale.
Right. When it comes to weight loss, do your clients ever ask you to help them slim down their stomachs in particular, or what is it? What's the body part?
Of course. When men say they want to put on, when they want to go to the gym, they automatically go to the arms, right? Like as if everything else doesn't need to be increased. When people want to lose weight, of course it's the midsection, it's the belt buckle. They want to minimize the fat, of course, but you can't spot reduce, right? That's like if a person say, hey, I want to put on weight in my legs, so I'm gonna eat whatever I want, and hopefully the food just goes to my legs. That's not how it works. So if a person wants to develop abs or trim down body fat, they have to lose weight all over. They have to take off layers and layers of fat all over.
And that takes time.
That takes time. Okay, if I can do this, if I can get nerdy for a moment, it takes 3 weeks of you eating bad for the food to turn into fat. It first turns into water retention. That's why a person can eat bad, and then they can put on 6 or 7 pounds of water retention in 1 week. Okay. Then after 3 weeks, it turns into fat. It doesn't turn into fat instantly. It's the same thing reversing. When a person begins to lose weight, they don't lose fat first. They lose water retention, then fat burns off. That's how the body works.
And speaking of time, we're out of time. I'm gonna go throw all my bananas out. I'm gonna go buy some kale. I appreciate the excellent information.
Thank you, sir.
More Smart Life after this.